with the Access database, whereby you can sort students' performance according to gender. Therefore, basically, you just launch Microsoft Access. So I just launch Microsoft Access, then we can just call it analysis by gender. Then after doing so, we can launch our Access. Then just go to create table. Then we shall create our table as follows. We shall have admission number. We shall have the student name. Then we shall have the form. Then we shall have the class. Then we can also have the gender. We can also have the grade attained. Then the year. Then after doing so, we just go ahead and change the data types. For this one is number. Then this one is also number. This is number. We can have this one as number. Then we can have this one as our primary key. Then after doing so, we just go to gender, go to lookup wizard. We have this one as this option. I will type, then next. Therefore, we shall have ladies first, female. Then we shall have male. Then finish. Then you can just go to grade again. Just go to lookup wizard. I will type, then next. Then from here you can just go to, we have distinction 1, can have distinction 2, then you can have credit, and then you can have pass. Therefore, those are our grades. Then from there, we can just save our table. Just save this one as grading. Then we click on OK. Then after doing so, you can just now go and in some data. You can just paste that one. Therefore, this is what we have, which we have the data. We have the data, admission number, you have student name, form, class, gender, that way. Therefore, after doing so, we can just go ahead and create a query. Just go to create, then query, double click that cross, then just make sure that everything is in order. Just double click, then grade, then you have here, then save it and just save it as master query. Then after doing that, you can just now go ahead and create our forms. Therefore, just go to create, then go to form wizard. We choose our data from query queue. Therefore, we just go to send everything. Next. Then we choose tabular. Next. We can just call it this. We add the word form. Then finish. Therefore, this is what we have. Then from here, just go to design view of this one. We can pull this. Then we need now to modify our table. Like for instance, we need this one to be equal as per the others. You have class. Then we don't need this one to be so long. Therefore, we can just pull this towards this point. Gender. and also the grade. Then the year should be somewhere there. Therefore, after doing that, we can make sure everything is in order. That way, we need this one to be far ahead. That way, then you can also color this by having a bit of coloring. Then we edit this one as per our like, as per our wish. We need this one to be black, and also go that way. We need to have this one as student analysis per gender. Therefore, we can run our form and see what we have. Therefore, this is what we have so far. You can also disable this one, that is addition of new. Just go to design view, go to properties. In the property sheet here, you choose form, then allow additions no. Save that one. Therefore, you see that one is no more. Therefore, this is what we have, and therefore we need a situation whereby students are classified according to gender, if female, and then we can have the grades they score. If they are male, then we can still do that. Still, we can go ahead and check how many female scored distinction 1, how many male scored distinction 2. Therefore, for that case, you need to create a filter form. Therefore, you just go to create, then you go to form design. Therefore, after having that, you just go to or here, then make sure this one is pop-up yes, mode yes. Then you can reduce the size of this, save it, and just call it filter. Then after doing so, you can also have some color on it that way. Therefore, when you run, this is what you have. This is our form. Therefore, we just go ahead and assign the combo boxes. We need to have combo boxes. Therefore, you can just have that one. Then copy and paste 1, 2, 3, 4. We need 4. Therefore, you can still paste another one. Therefore, we have 4 of them. Then we need to bring these ones to this point. That way. We undo that. Then after doing so, we need to format that one. We also need to format this one. Then we change the names. This one is here. This one is the other one is, we have the grid. This one is form. This is class. Then this one is gender. That way. Then we need to go and we can have a button. This is the button that when clicked, it will actually open the analysis. Therefore, open analysis. Therefore, this is what we have. Then you can also add some functionality on this button. Just go to on hover, then hover for color. Okay, therefore when you hover around, you see it has some functionality. Then we need this this form of ours, the filter form, to enable you to read data from this master query and then display data accordingly on the master form. Therefore, just go ahead on this one. When you're still in the form, we can just go and remove the navigation buttons. The record selectors should not be resizable. It should be that. No control, no scroll bars, no cross button. Therefore, button looks like this. Once you select, it will cross itself. Therefore, this is what we have. Then after doing that, we need to make sure that this one reads data from this table. And therefore, we just go there and assign an SQL statement that will allow us to accomplish that. Therefore, just go to this one, mark the name. This is combo 0, combo 2, combo 4, 6, combo 8. Therefore, we are in combo 0. For combo 0, you just go to data up to this point. Then we want to type our statement there. If we type select distinct, what are we selecting? We are selecting the year. We are selecting the year from our table called grading. If I just copy this, copy. Therefore, once you do that, you save and then run. If you see now, it can read 2020. Then you just go ahead, go to combo 2, paste the same, but this time around change. This one will be reading the grade. That one will be reading the grade. Therefore, you save, run. Therefore, you see it is reading the grades. Then you just go to the next one, that is the form. You paste. This one should read the F. Read the F, that is the form. Therefore, we need to read the form 1, form 2, form 3. Then the class north, east, west. That one is the class or the room. Therefore, this one should be reading the room. It should read the room class. Then this one should read the gender. This one should read the gender. Gender that way. Therefore, this one will allow you to choose the year, credit, form 1, east, female. Therefore, when I hit this button, it will actually filter. It will give me data that meets this criteria here. That's the essence of using that one. Therefore, we can go now to the next step. Therefore, for this one, we can just reduce this one. Then we can format that one to maroon, and then to the other side. Therefore, we are good that way. Therefore, this is the data that will be sorted when we hit this button. And therefore, for that case, we need to go and code for that button. Therefore, we just go to design view, we code for this. Just go to event on click. You just go to event procedure. Then after doing so, you just go to this point, then write do command dot open form. We are open form. Our form is master queue form arc normal, and then it will maximize do command dot maximize, then it will cross for do command dot cross we are crossing the form, and the form is me.form.name. Therefore, that is the code for that one. And therefore, we cross that, then save our form. Therefore, after doing that, when we click on this one, you see it is opening, but even if it is opening, it is not filtering because we have not put the filters on the query. And therefore, we do that so that if we require female students from 2 West who scored credit, then that one can be achieved. Therefore, you just go ahead and do that. Therefore, go to this master's query and do the filtering. Therefore, you do the filtering. The filtering is done. Let's start from this point here. Therefore, you just do forms, exclamation mark, form filter, that is the form that is opening, and then the field. The field is combo 0. Therefore, it is combo 0. Then we can just copy this instead of typing. Then we just go to grade, paste it there. Grade is combo 2. Therefore, we just change this one to combo 2. Then we just go to gender, paste that one. Gender is combo 8. So we just change this one to 8. Then we just go to class, paste that one. Class is combo 6. If we just change this one to 6. Then we go to form, paste that one. Form is combo 4. If we just change that one to 4, then save that one. Therefore, after doing so, we just go ahead and then run this one. Therefore, you see now it cannot open without you passing through this is the gate pass. Therefore, you just come to this point, you choose. I want to choose credit, then form 2, West, and female. Therefore, you see, excellent. You see 2 students, female, who scored credit and are from that class. Therefore, if you need to get male, you just go back there and choose male. And therefore, you'll be in a position to see how many. Therefore, for this case, we want to see how many scored credit. And therefore, you just go to form footer here, down here. You just put a function. Therefore, just go to that one, you put a function. And our function should be simple. We just needed to have a simple function there. Therefore, we just come to this point, put a text box, then this one. For that case, this one we just type equals to count. We are counting admission number. Admission number. If we just count admission number, and then after counting this, the admission number, we also need to have the total out of what? Therefore, we finish this. So to get out of, we use the d count. If we just type goes to d count. What are we counting? We are counting grades. Therefore, we are counting grade from our query master queue, from master queue. Then you cross 2 brackets. Therefore, this one will be out of. We can just have that one there. Out of. Therefore, we shall have this one out of this one. still be this one out of that one. Therefore this one can be bold. Then just go to properties, go down here, or then we shall have, this is okay, we need to have it that way. Therefore let's see what we have so far. Just save that. To see this function, it's here, equals to dcount grade from master queue. That's why we are doing it. Then for this one, we just have count. We are just counting the admission number. Therefore this is what we have, equals to count. We are counting admission numbers. Then after doing so, we just go ahead to our get pass. Just go to filter, see, we filter credit form 2, the same we were, then female. For okay, we have a problem here. Master queue, okay, 2, we have gotten 2 out of. Therefore let's go and fix our error from this function dcount. We are counting, what did we call this? Grade. We are counting grade. Therefore we shall be counting grade from grading table. Grade from grading table. Let's see. Again, we go to our get pass. We try to see how that one is achieved. Very good. There we are. Therefore, you can see we have 2 out of 13. Therefore, down here, it is actually displaying for you that we have 2 out of 13. That is, we wanted to see female who scored credit. That is student analysis per gender. And therefore, in this class 2 West, we have 2 out of 13 who scored that one. Therefore, we can still go to our table and try to get something else. Let's see student from 2 West who scored distinction and are female. If we just go to that one, just go to distinction 1, form 2 West, then female, and see we have 1 out of 13. Benson Mwangi, therefore you have 1 out of 13 who scored distinction 1. And therefore, after doing that, you can also go ahead and create analysis sheet whereby we expect to see the analysis per, that is the analysis per distinction that way. If we just go back to this, then we go to form design, you can just make it longer. Then you can also give it some color. Then you can just have a heading here, but right click first of all, right click, then you go to form header and footer. Then we can have our heading. This is grade analysis. Therefore just go to this point, have it that way. Then after doing that, we can just go ahead here, have this one. We need to have the distinction 1. Then we format this one, just go to format, then you can have it black, bold that way. Distinction 1, that is distinction 1, you can just copy it and paste. Therefore this one is there, distinction, can have them that way. Therefore this is distinction 2, this is credit, then this one is pass. Therefore we need to have our analysis here showing this way. Therefore, after doing this, you can just save this one as grade analysis, and therefore after having the grade analysis, that way we just go to design, then take the text box, can draw the text box there, remove the label for the text box, then just go to this point, we type our dcount function equal to dcount, then dcount we start with bracket, you can have bracket dcount, then open another bracket. What are we counting? We are counting grade, then from where? From our table called grading. Then what else? We want to also count a situation whereby grade counted equals to distinction, so equals to distinction. We want distinction 1. Yeah, that way. Then we go across the bracket. Let's see whether there is an error. Therefore, let's run that one and see what we have. Therefore, you have 0. I have 0 distinction 1 according to the function there. Therefore, let's just make sure that everything is in order. Therefore, you're creating grade, you're opening grade from grading. Therefore, just go to this point. This one we are counting dcount grade. You're counting grade. Therefore, you can still get this function, see this function and correct it from this point, from the control source. And therefore, just check the way we wrote the word distinction 1. The function, this one should be correct. Distinction 1, that way. Yeah, you see now we have 4. Therefore, the spelling was a blunder there. Then after doing this, you just need to copy this. To copy this, then change. Therefore, just need to have this one. Then go to format. Can have it as 22, bold that way. Save. Therefore, when I run, I have 4. Then just go back. Go to properties. Change the back style to transparent so that we can have 4. Then, after doing so, we have the border style here, transparent also. Background. Okay, after now doing that, you can just copy this one. Just go home, copy, then paste, bring it to distinction 2, paste again, paste again. Therefore, then go to change this design, go to properties. Therefore, this one, you just change this one to 2. Then we go ahead to this one, we change this one to credit. Then for this one, we change this one to pass. Change that one to pass. That way. Then after doing that, you can just save. And therefore, you see, we have 4 distinction 1, 2 distinction 2. Then we have 4 credits, and then we have 3 pass. Let's see the entry. The entry should be the total of these ones. Therefore, we can still identify this one. This is text 5. I'm looking at here. This is 7, 8, and 9. Therefore we have text 8, 9. Then you have this one. This is text 7. Then you have text 5. Therefore, you can go ahead now and get the entry. That is the total. The entry, just type the entry here. Entry. That is the total number of students or candidates. Therefore, that is the entry. Then you just go and take a text box and then draw a text box there. If we just type text 5 plus text 7 plus text 8 plus text 9, that way. Therefore, when we run, we have 13, and therefore if you add this, you get 13 as the total. Therefore, that is using the D count to make sure that you have actually gotten the analysis. And therefore, from now this point, you have seen how you can get the right distinction 2 from Form 1. Each female, there is one who scored that one, and therefore we have 1 out of 13 who scored that one. Therefore, that's how you can come up with a student analysis per gender system using Microsoft Access. Therefore, thank you very much for watching. See you in my next video.